What's going on today, guys? Let's do a vlog style EDC, but instead of showing my face, let's show some items and things that I've been into. First of all, I want to answer the question, are you taking on modification jobs? I am not. I don't know. I might never take on another single knife to modify, or maybe in a year, maybe in 2 months. I'll open up the books again and be able to do it. So it doesn't hurt to shoot me an email at johnsonKnives@gmail.com. But I do have to tell you, everything I've been working for has come true. So I very soon will be off the delivery truck and going back into sales. That's where I started my career in the wine business, and that's where I'm going back to. So awesome. That's awesome. But that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, because my EDCs will be changing. I will no longer have a use to carry around this knife. My EDCs will probably be going to more gents folders. You know, this might be as big as I'll go. I might be going to more slip joint style knives. In the sales position, you have to wear slacks and dress up a little more so than I do right now. So I'm thankful for that, but you'll see my channel is going to reflect that. If that's what I'm carrying, that's what I'll be, showing a lot on my EDC videos. Now, I do a lot of home repair. My wife has always got something for me to do. We're always remodeling a bathroom. We're always painting a room. We're pulling up floors. We're putting plank flooring down. We're putting laminate floors. We're doing tiling jobs. I use the piss out of my knives. If you haven't seen some of my things, you know what I mean? So I'm still definitely going to be that guy who reviews the harder used knives and will actually show wear on them. It's one of my pet peeves. I understand the way that it is because YouTube rewards fresh content. People love fresh content. And if you want to crank out 5 knife reviews a week, you're not going to be able to carry those knives. And I understand that at a certain threshold of you understanding knives, there's a good chance you could hand me the newest Spyderco, and from my pattern recognition, from my pattern recognition in my head, I know that a flat grind cuts like this. I know that CTS XHP cuts like this. I know frame locks with this style ramp wear about like this. You know what I mean? Titanium frame locks wear about like this. I know that the outside, I know the wire pocket clip. You could hand me this knife out of the blue and I could review it within a few days. I could. So I understand that there is some of that happening as well. And this is not picking on anybody in particular, but YouTube really does reward fresh content. My content, hopefully you have seen a uptick in things because I made this little studio here. I didn't mean to stutter, but it's a lot easier just to turn the lights on and go. I also am in the middle of editing a sharpening video where I hand sharpen this just using 2 different stones. And anyways, let me show you what I have going on here, and then if I have more stuff to talk about, and I do have a few questions, just stick around. Let's run through the knives first, because I know some people are here just for the knives. They don't care anything about my situation. I understand that as well. You know what I mean? Just kind of one of those things. I have all different types of people. My family, my father and mother watch these videos, so I appreciate it. My brothers, my kids, you know what I mean? So it's like I cover a wide range. I have a few posts or emails where people say, hey man, I wasn't even into knives and I seen you, I was looking how to sharpen my old Gerber or whatever, and then I got into knives and all snowballed from there, and I get those thank you emails sometimes because they caught my video. That's why I've always tried to appeal to people who know, more than I do about knives, and we can just geek out and talk about knives, whether it's going into taking them apart and dissecting every little point, saying, why is this way? Oh, it's this way because this. Is that a plus or a minus? Or what do you think about it? What do I think about it? And so on and so on. But I've always tried to hit that wide range of people. I don't know why I got into that rant. But anyways, here is one. Now these are all modifications. I've done a few more too. I'm trying to clear out some of my backlog, and every now and then I take a knife on for a friend. Again, it doesn't hurt to send me an email if you really want something done, but it's really hard for me to give any kind of time restrictions on there. So we're just blabbing about knives. So here's one that I did to match how I thinned out my flipper here. We did the same on this one. So this one will be going back soon. Also did a wicked edge on it. This is right around 16.5 degrees, I believe. He wanted it low like mine, but I think mine comes across on camera as not quite as low as it really is. And to be perfectly honest, 100% real, I have had a little bit of a chipping issue. Now this is Duratec 20CV, which is a tough steel, versus S35VN, so they're not going to act the same. But I wasn't quite as comfortable bringing this down to mine, and some people were asking what this profile was, and I haven't touched it up in a while. I even lent this knife out for somebody to borrow. But anyways, this is only 15 degrees. Believe it or not, that's how thick even a slicer hinder is. So that's like 15 versus right around 16, 17. I told him I didn't quite want to go as low as I did with mine. He was very cool with it. I have a little bit of issues, not many, to say I'd probably had 2 in the year that I've had it this low. It does cut like a demon. Would I do it again? Yes. But I'm glad that this is not the only small hinder I have. The other one is the Wharncliffe one. I don't have it on the table. But I think for looks' sake, yeah, it looks good, but it does look a little weird. I think this is a lot more balanced for looks. And let's be honest, that does have a factor when you're talking a $400 knife and up. So this still cuts great. It is reprofiled, still looks great. And I don't think he'll have any dangers of any type of chipping. So there you go. If you don't notice, we really thinned out this flipper here so you can get a full finger up there. Full finger in there. All right. I'm pushing too much down on that lock bar. Still fires great. There it is. So that matches mine. While we're on the matching mine, here is a Bowie that I did. The request was to match mine when it was brand new. So this is mine, heavily used, and you see a little bit of the difference there. I wore off some of my anodizing there. This knife has been carried and used and beat up, had pens and chains thrown in the pocket, and kind of like that warrior look. Antique. It's kind of nuked in my pocket nuking. By the way, some people ask me, how did your Bowie hold up? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now you can't open the Bowie with the left hand. These are two different, but the Bowie does lock up. Not too much different, right? A little variation there, but this is heavily used. I mean, cutting lots of things. Now, I did a freehand edge on this as well. You can see it's straight. I mean, I'm very proud of my freehand edge angles and how I've done, but you can see a little bit of a difference here. If you look at, you see how the corners here are a little bit, I wouldn't say foggy, but you could see that it's a freestyle, free-handed, hand-done edge versus this very hard-cut, clamped wicked edge, just in looks. Now, this is more of a V-edge. This is a very slight convex edge. Both great edges. I mean, I couldn't really choose one. I've been using that wicked edge more and more. And lately, I've been even using the wicked edge, going to really lower grits, not higher grits. Lower grits to keep tooth on there. Believe it or not, that's a 15 degree too. I think we did this on camera not too long ago. So, anyways, this Bowie was to match mine. And no, I'm not taking on custom work right now. Just we'll see what happens with my job. I might have more free time now than I ever have. And then again, my first year or so trying to build my route up to get to 100% commission, will be hustling. So on the weekends, I'm probably not going to want to spend time modifying knives. Never really did it for the money. The extra money is nice, I can't lie. It's how I built some of my collection. It's how I've built the shop, and I am very thankful for anyone who has ever sent even the smallest job in. I cannot thank you enough. But as far as right now and doing more and more knives, I'm not taking any in at the current moment. This was a refurbish. All I did was blast the handles, a little bit banged up, and then also there's a little bit of a spot that was like a nick in the spot up there. So there that is. That is the large BG42 Sebenza, and I have a video comparing this and a large 21. This one, I rounded. This one's been a long time in waiting. A lot more time than I would have liked it to. We'll say that. Very patient, and I appreciate it. Rounded spine on this. This was supposed to match maybe like what a Sebenza would. So I kept the hardware shiny like that. Kept the backspacer shiny. Blasted the clip, same as the Sebenza. Blasted the scales, and some people would say, well, the Sebenza is blasted scale too. Yep, but the Sebenza has a rougher blast than what the factory Sage 2 did. So rounded the spine and then also stonewashed the heck out of this. So I have this knife. I also put a free-handed edge on this knife as well, and I did a video on that. So I don't know if I have released that video or not. It's like over an hour of footage. I know some people might want to see the raw footage, but I just feel like it's a lot. I would think I'd rather just take the time and edit the video down. But I did hand sharpen that. The angles weren't the greatest on the camera, but I'm not going to reshoot that whole video. I will edit it up into some capacity and get that video up soon if it's not already up. And that's the great thing about this setup here is I can do stuff like that, and it's easy. I can throw up I could throw up all over these knives. No, I could put the Wicked Edge up here and just start sharpening. So it's nice. This is the Skyline, and I did a video making the choil mod on this as well, and have to ship this one out to its owner. Put a Wicked Edge on there for him. That's only a 15 as well, but on this really thin hollow ground blade. And there's how the choil mod come out. And I walked everybody through exactly what I used and how I do that. So I think it did help with the looks a little bit. It's still a Skyline. You know, there's maybe this line right here. Maybe I could have cut off a little bit here and straighten this bump out here just a little bit. Probably would have helped improve that looks a lot, but I just didn't quite have the time to invest, and especially at no charge, just for he let me borrow about 3 knives or so to get videos out to you guys. So I appreciate that. He knows who he is, and that's the story on that. And that's kind of my problem too when I start taking in a lot of knife modifications. When it comes to myself, like if it's for work, I can be a hell of a business guy. When it comes time for myself and dealing with my friends and stuff, you start cutting as good of deals as possible. And before you know it, I have spent my whole weekend modifying knives, and I didn't quite charge what I should have charged. Because at that point, I'm taking time away from my family to go work on knives, and then I don't have enough to show for it to make it worth it. So part of that's my fault, but I didn't feel fair to charge more, if that makes any sense. But I understand as a business guy, right now it's going to be better for me to stick with the job that pays the bills. You know what I mean? And it has a very good insurance and a career that I could do until I retire. A sales position is everything I've wanted for the past 7 years since I left there, and that's a long story. But anyways, very thankful for everybody who's ever sent me a knife. I don't want to feel like I'm complaining when poor me. Nope, my life is great. I couldn't think of much that I would change. You know what I mean? Everybody, of course, well, I'd like more money. Yeah, but money has issues too, and not everybody who has money is happy. So, I don't know. Now, let's talk about new videos. Do you guys even care to see reviews on EDC style spinners? Is the spinner thing still a thing? If you know me, I'm not afraid to be myself, and if something's appealing to me, I don't run from it, even if it makes me a little strange. I still play with yo-yos. I play with a ball and cup toy called a kendama. I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? There's stuff that I like this top. Do you guys care to even see a video on it, or have you seen all the top videos that you care to see? How about spinner videos? And it wouldn't be a bunch. I'm not buying many more. But let you know. For the money. This is kind of cool here because, yes, it's all brass. They come in titanium. But you can also take your Hinderer pen and balance it on your pen. Hey! Now the kids like it. I don't sit there and do that, but I'm just saying. There's stuff, though. There's a lot of different variations on these little spinner things. Small bearing, large bearing. How are they held down? What are the finger pads? It'd be like a quick little 5-minute video on them. It'd be nothing crazy. But just wondering if there's... If nobody's interested, then I'm not going to take my time to make those videos. But anyways... just wondering. Also wanted to show you a new bag that I had somebody send me, and I've been enjoying the heck out of it. And I'll tell you what, when I move into my sales position, it's really going to come in handy. So this is kind of a man bag called the Nutsack. I love it. Leather bottom. We'll review it later on. You're going to see it in most of my vlog videos. Nice, cool magnet closure there. It's cool. It's cool. I've got all the information on it. But there you go. So there's what I'm into. Not taking on any modification jobs. I'm not going anywhere with the videos. Just expect more gentlemen's folders to be hitting. There's a possibility I'll be doing more vlog style videos because I'll be in my own vehicle, not on the clock. It's a totally different thing. I'm very thankful. I can't say that enough. Very extremely thankful for my company and everything they've done for me. There's very few companies that give back as they grow, and our company has in every way. I don't want to say exactly who they are. Some of you guys may know. Some of my people who I work with even watch these videos. Some of my boss people have watched my videos, and I not sucking up. They have really done us well. Best company in the business to work for, as far as I'm concerned. So going back into sales is like my dream thing that I've been wanting to do, and now I can finally do it. The kids are getting a little older, and stuff's changed a lot. So there it is. Let me know. That is a cool top. Every time I think about selling this thing, because it's like $130. What? Yeah, they're handmade. Billet spin top. This thing will spin over 10 minutes off a little flick like that. But anyways, I think about selling it, and then I spin it one time, or I set it on the counter, and my kids come by and they spin it and get 5+ minutes out of it. It's like, it's hard to sell. So there you go. So we're gonna wrap this up. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a good one. See ya.